Hey, Julie. I'm just hanging out. There's no agenda. There's no plan. I figured there's probably somebody hanging around the house like I am. So we're just gonna hang out together. Hey, Brian. The Slim Pickens on YouTube today. Everybody's off doing something. Not much being posted. So I figured I might as well just go live and hang out because I'm home. I still gotta do my last Vlogmas, but I'll go up. Yeah. Um, so yeah, I watched Meredith's little Christmas message today. It's so funny because it's Christmas in time warp, because it's Christmas in Australia. And my mother's in Thailand right now, so it's Christmas over there too. It's just 3 a.m. Um, so I kept this bag and I used it today, and this is my third round of conditioning on the piping and the handles. The quality of the leather on this bag, on the piping itself, I'm surprised at how dry it is. I kind of wonder, like, how long was this bag sitting in your warehouse? Because it's not the normal Dooney quality that I'm used to. I mean, I have older bags that have better moisturized leather than this. I feel like it's done by design, but whatever. I'm fixing it. I really like Meredith, but sometimes she's too much. Yeah, she's normally too much. I mean, she's extra. The woman is an overachiever. She has 2 kids. She runs a business. She does TikTok and YouTube for fun, for funsies. Um, Gotta bring groceries in, but they're sitting in my kitchen counter. Yeah. It's a beautiful bag, which is why I kept it, because I'm like, just because the wonky handles, I was like, I'm gonna be fine. I'll deal with it. So I'm not trying to condition the pebbled leather. That's fine. It's really this the brown leather that was really dry. I hate I hate the collection mess. My stuff can't do it. Collection mess. Yeah, I like her collection though. It's just a lot. It's a lot to see huge collections, and even though I watch her unbox them all the time, it's just amazing how many um she has. And like, I watched her unbox these. It didn't feel like that many, and then I look at my own collection, whatever. So yeah, today we're just kind of bumming around the house. I have stuff I should be doing. Am I doing it? No. Not a thing. I should be doing laundry. I should be cleaning my house. I should be wrapping birthday or Christmas gifts. Nothing. Nothing. We just got back from the hospital. Good news is his mom's conscious, talking in one word sentences. Um, that's better than not. His brother came up, so we talked to, his brother and stuff, and, you know, I just can't take these. Yeah. So anyway, I keep getting something on Instagram, and maybe you know this, Brian. They're doing another launch at Louis Vuitton that's not Murakami, because I keep seeing these bags are coming out that are canvas, but with not vachetta, but a honeyed leather trim, like a treated leather. Um, Oh, I'm glad Jerusha's back. I never really watched Jerusha before, and when I caught her, when I found her, she was on her way out, so it wasn't her happiness. So I don't really know Jerusha, but I love what she's doing now. You know, I knew of her. Everybody talks about her, so I have a hard time with the Australian contingent because I have a really hard time understanding Australian humor. I really don't get it. I also have the same issue with my Northeastern folks, like Cami from Cami's Closet. Sometimes I don't understand her humor at all. It just escapes me. And Australia is another one. It's like, I feel like it's a cultural thing too. It's like, what does that mean? It's multicolored men's life fit. Most in Damier multicolor. Okay, because I saw a Damier um kind of like the graphite, but it's 2 color checks with the monogram LV on the interior. It's really cool. Yeah. We specialize in sarcasm. Yeah, see, and I don't get it. I don't get the sarcasm. I fall every time. I'm like, oh, that was a joke. Okay. You know, so I miss it. So anyway, I'm just been conditioning this because I'm not happy with the condition of this leather. It's just not making me this is so much better. And I used a different conditioner on it this morning and it just wasn't enough. So I had to use my standby all-time favorite Aussie cleaner. Um, yep, I love it. Yeah. So I almost thought about returning this, but I'm like, honestly, I was just mad at how it was shipped because it was thrown in a box and it bounced around, and because it got bounced around because there wasn't enough baffling, and the leather's dry. Okay, the leather's dry. This is I don't expect to get a brand new bag and have to do this. I think that's really what the upsetness was. It's like I didn't expect it to be wonky handles, and I didn't expect to have to condition a brand new bag. Like I expect that out of my used bags. I expect that out of my bags I get from Goodwill. I expect that from, you know, almost every other bag except for brand new, right? So when you get something brand new and the first thing you do is like, oh, I need to condition this. It's like, did it take forever to arrive? When I've ordered Dooney, yeah, it took forever to arrive. I think it took forever to arrive. Some people are like, oh yeah, I got here within like 3 days. Like that has never been my experience. Um, I think I don't know where this one's shipped out of, this Dooney one, but I don't think they have a huge distribution network. Even though I live near one of their outlets, it's not the same place. But anyhow, hey, I did mail off Dee Dee Bean's ducks or stickers, and they made it. And I mailed it off Friday, and they got there today, so I'm very happy. So she can have Duckmas. I got it in the mail as fast as I could. Hopefully, and I did it by sending it off from where I work up in Austin. It would get there faster. If I sent it here, it would have to go up to it routes because of my rural address. Hey everyone, happy Christmas! I like your name, Lala. Very cute. Yeah, even my mother, who's Buddhist, celebrates Christmas, y'all. Christmas is one of the most secular um holidays there is. Even though a lot of people say no, it's about the birth of Christ. That might be true, but I have a lot of Buddhist family who celebrate Christmas. It's a gifting holiday. It's just a gifting holiday. It's fine. I think there's a Christmas Eve service at my church tonight. Hey, Alyssa. So I don't know if I'm going. I'm just working on conditioning bags and talking and just hanging out and doing nothing because I have nothing else to do. I did get a surprise today though, guys. I got a gift in my email, and I didn't know who it was from because it says, oh, you have a gift from Alta, and I'm like, who, what, Alta, the jewelry, I mean the cosmetics store. And then it said from Nancy. I'm like, okay, I know a few Nancys, but nobody told me they were going to send me um a gift card. So I emailed back and said, hey, did you mean to send me a gift card? And yeah, she did. So Nancy Carnes, she has a YouTube channel here. She sent me a birthday gift, guys. Isn't that cool? She and I have the love of pugs, okay? We both are pug parents, and I actually interact with her most on Instagram more than even on her YouTube channel because she's always posting on Instagram, and I'm always commenting on her Instagram. She has the cutest dogs, but I love Pickles the most, okay? I'm a little biased, My puppies have been extremely adorable, except for the fact that they pulled down a bag thinking there was food in it. There was no food in it. And they we leave them in the house now, and we put a dog gate right in front of the entrance so that they can't run out the front door, because not that I think they would run far afield, because these are my precious babies, and they're so attached to James they wouldn't know what to do. But we don't want them to run out into the street for any reason. Pugs are very heat sensitive. So if you guys have pugs, these are not dogs you leave in your yard. These dogs, you do not do that. And people who do that, it's just a crime, guys. It's a crime. Because they're very heat sensitive, they can overheat and their breathing issues. It's not a good thing. These are hothouse hothouse dogs. These are dogs that are meant to stay in your house. They're not meant to be outside. This is no such thing. They are not yard dogs. So anyway, what's everybody else doing for the, Christmas Eve? Is there people going to parties? Are you going to meet family? Is there dinner time? Is there Christmas time? Um, People were out shopping today. Guys, y'all, I got punked. My sister conned me into going to a toy store today. I said, Jenny, it's Christmas Eve. But she called me, yes, we were talking yesterday last night after my live. And I was like, hey, how's it going? What's happening? And she's telling me, I really wanted to get this for Violet, but they're sold out. They have it in the store, but they won't sell it to me over the phone. So that's the best thing to do. That's what we're doing. Brian is hanging out with the puppies. We're done. We're in for the night. We're not going anywhere. Um, is So the puppies, um, I lost my train. Jennifer said, Jackie, I really want to get this toy for Violet. It's at this one store at the outlet, which is 30 minutes from where I'm at. But we're going there anyway because that's where the hospital is, right? So I said, okay, we can stop by tomorrow. It won't be the end of the world. And I'll see if they have it. Send me a photo of what this thing you want, and I'll see if I can get it for her. So the place is called Box Lunch, and it's a awesome place. Hey, native. Um, Special dinner ready. Ooh, nice. Mac. Special dinner. I love special dinners. My family used to do special Christmas Eve dinners and then Christmas Day brunches. This year we're not doing any of that. We've changed all those traditions, but that's how it used to be. So anyway, so I go to the box lunch store to get this thing for my twin and for my niece. So I'm gonna be the best auntie ever. And it turns out everything in the store is buy one, get one half off. So essentially it's 25% off your purchases if you buy things of the same price range, So anyhow, I ended up buying 4 things I couldn't really afford, didn't really care. And bought things for my nephew, my niece, Jennifer, and her husband. And then, I was really proud of myself. I had a $5 coupon, I got things on sale, I finished out the extra little gifty things for them, so I'm not such a Scrooge because I didn't really get the kids that much this year. Um, which is fine. They normally get overly spoiled anyway, but it's their kids. So anyway, so I end up going in there and we end up going to the hospital. We were there for like 2 hours. And then I was talking to my twin and she's like, oh yeah, I said, Jennifer, I thought you were wrapping gifts. And she's like, oh, well, I got kidnapped. Her husband kidnapped her and she went up to Austin with them and they went to Portland Leather Goods on Christmas Eve. Yeah, they did. And then they went to Book People, which is a really awesome bookstore if you're ever in Austin. And then they went to have lunch at Freebirds. And here's the thing, guys. She has to drive right by that store, literally, to go up to Austin and back. So I'm like, Jenny, you could have just stopped there by yourself. You didn't have to get me to go into a toy store Christmas Eve to buy something for Violet when you were going to be driving up to Austin. She goes, well, she goes, I didn't know I was going up to Austin. I'm like, okay, fine. So anyway, yeah, so that's my sob story. And I told Jenny, I said, okay, next year for Christmas, we're just gonna give everybody a budget and we're gonna buy all our gifts out of the store. And she's like, really? Like, Jennifer, I am a big kid. I am a kid. There's Harry Potter in there. There's Totoro. There's anime. There's Disney. There's Loungefly. Everything I love to collect is in that store, which I didn't know that because I don't shop there. Now I shop there, and it's right next to my house. So, yeah, it has all the fandoms. Anyway, I just put a layer of conditioning on this, and I'll just keep on rubbing it in. Hey everyone, we're not doing anything special this evening. Yeah. Some people have big dinners. We went and had Freebirds, which is a burrito place, and James is gonna kill aliens. He's playing. I might actually turn on my Xbox and go do Minecrafting things, and just I don't know. I might just go to bed and read, and just mope. Where nobody's in our household because of his mom. We are not exactly in a celebratory mood. So we're just in a holding pattern, kind of just waiting to see how it goes. So tomorrow we'll get up, we'll go down to San Antonio to see the kiddos, and then we'll hang out there. We're gonna swing by a friend's house because she wants to give us some cookies, and then we'll go back up to the hospital and then come home. And hopefully I'll go live and just stream just so people have to hang out. Because a lot of times I think Christmas is a morning activity, Christmas Day. And then by the afternoon, evening, it's kind of fizzled down. Everybody's had their food, had their gifts. They're kind of just, hanging out. So might as well go live and hang out with you. Um, I don't really watch television. I don't have, we canceled all of our streaming services. And so we haven't watched because we didn't watch it. It was something my mother-in-law was using. We just didn't watch anything. So we're like, why are we paying for this? So we just canceled everything. The only thing we have by default is Prime because that comes with the Prime as a benefit for having a Prime membership. Um, so we're just hanging out with the puppies. I'm thinking about what videos to do. I need to do some videos so that because I have a vacation coming up in January that we and I realized I'm not preloaded. Normally this time of year, or this of the month, I've already have my entire January filmed. My January isn't filmed, guys, and I'm a little my creativity has been sapped. I don't have that much creativity with me right now. But anyway, this is looking a lot better. Is this maybe the third round of um moisturizer? And I'm thinking about maybe coloring the leather again because the leather is faded a lot, but I'm going to see how it goes with just keeping on with the conditioning and just keep on keeping on because I really like this bag. I think it's very funny. I don't know this brand. It's Love Cat, but now that I've found this, I'm definitely going to be looking for more eventually. Not that I need another bag, I don't need anything. Um, I would like another bag. It's a collector's problem. Um, it's just that there's always something cool. And I think I've really firmly come down on the side of pre-loved more than new. I mean, I'm still going to buy a new Dooney here and there because their sales are amazing, especially their Dooney of the month when those come back again. But and I realized yesterday I forgot to show you guys the bag of the day. Let me show you. I'm gonna condition it too, so I'll show you. This bag, I did a short on it. I did a video short on this bag. This is a Lamarthe, and I'm spelling that wrong. This is a, not spelling, I'm saying it wrong. It's a French brand, so I don't have any idea how it's really supposed to be pronounced. My Inside Out Neverfull came yesterday. Oh my gosh, Brian! Pictures, photos. You didn't share yet. Share. So this is a French brand. I love this bag. So much so I bought this 2 more times in different variants. I sold them both, not because I didn't like them, but because their shoulder straps didn't fit me. But I wanted to do some moisturizing on this bag while I have it out. I'll send it soon. Yeah. So yeah, I'm having huge FOMO for the LV lately. It's so funny. It's like last year it was quiet luxury, everything, quiet luxury. Don't get canvas, and then they came out with that color collection, the canvas color collection or whatever it's called. And then now it's like canvas everything. We're coming out with Murakami. We're doing branding and branding on top of branding. Like we love our branding so much. We're using 2 types of branding. We're gonna do Louis Vuitton and Murakami. It's too much damn work turning it inside out. It scares me. Oh yeah, I wouldn't turn it inside out. I think it's funny that they sell them like the inside out bag, but when you're actually turning a bag inside out, it is rather daunting. You're probably not going to rip it, but Alyssa, I love LV. Alyssa, what are you getting for yourself for Christmas? What did Santa bring you? You know, inquiring minds want to know. I'm just being nosy, y'all. Jackie, what does James think about all the drone sightings in New Jersey? We both kind of laugh at it because, yeah, I'm sure they're there, and I'm sure the government knows exactly they're there. Believe me, there's nothing in our airspace that they don't know is there. So I think it's more interesting that we're making such a big deal about it. Um, When you're flying a drone, guys, you have to fly, well, depending on the level of airspace you're in and what airspace you're in, you have to file with the FFA. Yeah. Is it FFA or FHA or F something? I should know this, but there's so many acronyms. Um, so there's places you can fly and places you can't fly. There's weight limits and regulations to flying drones. Believe me, whoever's flying those drones, the government is very much aware they're there. Today doesn't feel like Christmas. It doesn't feel like Christmas Eve to me either. Um, I have December bags, so it says oh yeah, birthday. I have a December birthday too on the 28th. By the way, I got a birthday card from a friend. Nancy Carnes sent me a birthday gift card, which I thought was really cool. Totally unexpected. It was so unexpected. I had to email her and say, "Did you mean to send this to me?" Which I assume she did because it's not like my email is entirely specific and not exactly easy to misunderstand, you know? I want to see your bag, Brian, says Alyssa. Yeah, it just feels like another day. I'll post them soon. Yeah. Keith, it doesn't feel like Christmas even to me. And it's like 70 degrees here, guys. It's 70 degrees here. Happy December birthday. Yeah, I'm turning 45 on December 28th, which is Saturday. I'll probably just have a live stream, you know, and just go hang out and say happy birthday to me, and that will be it, you know. I share my birthday with my twin, and she's already celebrated with her spouse, and I don't know, maybe she'll come visit me. We normally try to spend our birthdays together, but we're both kind of broke this year. December's been rough. This whole year has been rough, guys. I went out and about, says Keith. How was out and about? Was it just, yeah, it felt very normal. Um, I guess the thing is, because people are shopping, I went to the outlet, people are still buying things. People, last minute gift buying is happening. We went into a restaurant that was open till, most things are closing around 4, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. But other than that, things are open. People are, they're selling things, and people are buying last minute items. I'll share that in a minute, Brian. I saw the text come through. Just doing a brunch tomorrow. My parents go to bed early and eat early. Yeah, I do too, honestly, Alyssa. We're those. I go to bed very early, actually, but I don't sleep well. I never sleep well, and so I go to bed around 9, and I'll wake up around midnight, and I'll end up on my phone, and then sometimes I'll wake up at 3, and then I should be working on videos, but I'll be honest, I am emotionally tapped out on what to do. Not just yeah, I'll show in a second. My hands are full of leather conditioner. Um, so I'm just conditioning this as I talk to you. I know the camera's not showing it, but um, I always surprise when people spend dollars decorating their homes. Yes, right? Did you see there was a news clip that there was a house in Dallas that was causing it so much of a ruckus that they had to have police traffic control because people kept coming to go look at the house. I mean, and they showed a picture of it. It is spectacular. Um, it isn't worth it to me. Yeah. Well, it's the biggest decorating time of year. I think Christmas is the first one. Halloween is the second biggest decorating um, holiday, and I think there's some out there for Valentine's and St. Patrick's, but mostly it's Halloween and Christmas. It's funny though, because my Danish family, um, they do a lot more for New Year's, and for New Year's is a bigger holiday for them than Christmas. Well, the Danish, they are from pagan origins, guys. Um, and midsummer solstice is bigger. Um, they do a a whole kind of weird witch burning effigy kind of a weird thing. It's very strange, but it's a big deal. Jackie, why don't you take a month off? I think I might, because I have a 2-week vacation in January where I won't even be able to be doing lives. So I might just take a month off. I did that last year for the month of December, but what happened was I just sat down and made so much videos during that month that, oh wow, let me show you the photo, guys. This is, whoa. Okay, that is the perfect combo. Um, oops, there we go. Do you see that? So he has the chocolate bar LV charm along with his Inside Out Neverfull. That thing's gorgeous. It is gorgeous. And you have the Atlantis bag behind it. He has, guys, he has like some great bags, like some amazing bags. No more, there's no more Doonies coming into his life. He is firmly in the LV land. Um, oh, that's the thing I can't handle right now either with a lot of the um end of year content is best and worst luxury purchases, most used bags, least used bags. What do I regret from the year, whatever, blah blah blah. I don't like those videos. I don't like watching them. I don't want clicking on them. I guess it's because I don't like my worst purchase videos. And if I have a worst purchase, you don't see them. They don't stay long. They leave. You know, sometimes I like an honest review where people will give a fault to a bag, but um it's really hard to swallow when someone spends like thousands of dollars for something and say, "I hate this bag." And that bag could be somebody's dream bag, right? So I want more criticism on why it's the worst purchase more than ranking, you know. Oh, I need a haircut in the worst way next month. Next month, I'll go to the store. Ronnie, I get it. I have 16 nieces, and oh my Lord Jesus, 16 nieces and nephews. That's a lot of kids running around. Yeah. It says Ronnie says Keith, it has a lot. He has a lot of siblings, plus mom and dad, and 5 nieces, nephews. I'm the only child, so it's a lot. Plus, we have to drive 3 hours. Yeah. Katie says one of my neighbors recycles his Halloween skeleton from Santa the reindeer display in the front yard. I think that's cheeky. Now, Miss Winnie B says that's lazy. I think it's funny. The Brian says the Atlantis is my favorite bag. Love it. Keith says, Ronnie, I get it. 16 nieces. Love. Same here, Jackie. Best and worst videos suck. I don't like them. Yeah. 17, I couldn't do it. Nope. Just FaceTime. Yep. Nope. So let's see. A friend of mine, Morella, wrote a comment on one of my videos, so I'm gonna read it to you. I have a question. That is a lovely Dooney satchel. The leather looks soft and pliable. Is it vintage? Have you bought any new bags from Dooney recently? I have to buy 2, a drawstring bucket, a Penrose messenger, and returned both because the leather was like cardboard. The drawstring bag was so stiff it could barely cinch. The drawstring and the messenger was stiff and difficult to access. The leather was a complete disappointment. I have a bunch of vintage Dooney that has nothing like this. Anyone else have this experience? And this is Calico Quilter who wrote this. And honestly, yes, this has been the experience of quite a few people. Now I'll text her the message of them, but right now, like I am really kind of surprised at the quality reduction, and I hate to say that because I love Dooney. I'm seeing the bags, like when I got the Penrose satchel to me feels dry. The leather is a matte finish, but it shouldn't feel dry. But that's the way that leather is. So I'm just like, I don't know about this. And what Calico was talking about with the Dooney bags that she's ordered is, yeah, I think the problem is um and that's why I say I like my bags to have vintage on them, age on them, because time relaxes the leather. And I think that the best new bags out of Dooney are always going to be the Florentine because that's one of their top tier bags. They always start at a higher price point, and then the canvas bags because by nature they're less stiff. But drawstring bags in leather tend to be difficult anyhow. While we're sitting here, I'm going to see if I can grab my other bag I wanted to condition. Where did I stick it? So I needed to do a review on this. Somebody wanted to buy this or trade with me. This is a sack plat, and I need to do just a video. She doesn't have the best way to get to show it to her. This one's been restored on the interior, so it's not the best. restoration job, but those bags originally had a coating inside that destroyed them. So, oh yeah, I was just working on that. The Andy Warhol. Yeah, this one. I love this. It's called Love Cat. I've been moisturizing it. This is my third round of moisturizer on the leather. Most of it is a canvas, of course. There's a couple pen marks. I need to polish the brass hardware with a polishing cloth. I just haven't done it. But you see here, this is all I just put a layer of moisturizer on it, and we'll see. Most of the wear on this leather is at these corners because of the um probably just because of these rings. So yeah, I've been I've been having a blast with this. I love this bag. I think it's so cool. I mean, who doesn't like chicken and dumplings? Now, I'll be really honest. I've never eaten chicken and dumplings from Campbell's. I've only made my own from scratch. So I have no clue if this soup is worth it, but I still think it's funny. Yes, it is the sack plat. It is a sack plat. I traded bags with Luxational to give me this. The thing about the sack plat was this was designed originally to carry newspapers. So it doesn't have a crossbody or any way to make it a crossbody. It is just a hand carry bag. It is meant to carry documents, right? It's a beautiful canvas. This was restored, um, but not very well because of how they had to restore the interior. They put a leather lining in it, but they didn't do you're supposed to do a heat treatment when you, a pressing treatment when you put adhere to canvas and leather together. And I don't think this cobbler did that. I think this was just a adhesive treatment so that the two sides could bond. And then I don't really like the way they did the seaming on the interior at all, but it's a cobbler, guys. It's a cobbler. Um, yeah, Ronnie, isn't it awesome? It's a Korean that's a Korean company. Apparently. Love Cat. I need to move this out of the way. So much stuff. I really need to clean. This is what I'm telling you. There's things I need to do. I really need to clean my office. What am I doing? Playing with bats. Ronnie, I'm no, I mean if she's not on her iPad, she will be Wait, she will, but I mean, she is so obsessed with messaging because she has started doing it 2 days ago and it's still not. Oh, okay. Messaging. One of them is 6 and just signing up for Facebook Messenger. Oh, okay. Yeah, messaging you. Yeah, yeah, I get that. Being being with the friend. And she um no, I mean, okay. Not a pre not apparently. It's 100. Okay, I'm missing part of the conversation. It's fine. Have you seen Sack Plat by Comme des Garçons that has holes in it? No, I haven't seen that. Okay, Keith, I thought it just wouldn't talk to you at all. Yeah, it's collab with LV and yeah, I don't actually know Comme des Garçons or whatever that. Oh, I did watch Dale's addictions video where she was doing her answering her questions about Paris, and it was so funny because I was just talking about Paris yesterday about my graduation trip to Paris. That really wasn't about me, but it was my mother's business trip that was paid for by her business, the people who took us there because they wanted us to be their um, to go with them, so they paid for almost everything. But somehow it was my trip. Yeah, no, it was not my trip. It was my mother's business trip. Anyhow, what Dale was saying is that she was a little free and the most Dale nice way ever. She said she felt a little robbed at the LVMH store because when they were buying what they were buying, the French have their own timetable. They're not quite in a rush. They're not like Americans who are rush, 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 in and out, get people in, get people out, make your sale. No, no, the French do things on a slower pace. Unfortunately, that meant they had to sit there 4 hours trying. It's nice to have, wine and dine, but when you're a tourist, you would like to go do some touristy things. You are spending your vacation time going to visit a country, and as I said before, sometimes you just don't want to sit in a store. A store is a store is a store, you know? So she said that if you are going to go to Paris, to definitely consider the trade-off of what you're giving to shop at these. And she said it wasn't just LVMH. She was all the high-end stores she went into. They were very much on their French time, which was at their pace, not your pace. Comme des Garçons is a Japanese brand by Ri Nubo. It shows at Paris and week in. Oh, okay. Avant-garde. Keith, I wear Disney t-shirts. I don't know avant-garde if I looked at it. My poor mother. My mother follows fashion. My mom's very stylish, extremely put together all the time. Okay, now I did that, and I was trying to reach for this. So this is the bag I've been trying to get a hold of. I've showed it to you guys. This is a brand new bag from, I haven't even completely unwrapped it, from I Love Dooney. And I got this through a friend on Facebook. She bought it, and she didn't want this color, and I got it. And what I've noticed about this is the Penrose leather. It's very stiff. It's very not like the normal type of leather you expect from Dooney at all. It's not that it's bad, it's just very different. I think that's also why they had these on such a good sale. I don't think they're going to continue with this leather type. I don't think this leather type is going to be on their list of things to keep doing, which is why I think they're on such a good sale. And normally when you see things go on sale, they either weren't that popular, or something else, because these are normally $500 satchels they were selling for around $100. I mean, that's a huge difference. Like 450 down to 100. That's definitely, please buy this so we can get them out of our warehouse, because we're not going to sell these anymore. That's what that felt like to me. It goes, I hope the Penrose satchel goes to the outlet. I can pick one up in person. Yeah, it probably will, because they do have the Penrose hobo arm bag at the outlet already. I don't know if the satchel's there yet. They don't have as many satchels at the outlet, at least the outlet I'm at. If you do see them, they're going to be the Florentine. They had a bunch of the Saffiano, but the Saffiano bags weren't really that popular. Saffiano is a very rigid treated leather. And I think the problem with that is that when you're doing in the satchel form, this is supposed to relax and smile. It's supposed to crease, relax, and smile eventually. And it's supposed to sag a little bit. And with the Penrose, and even with the Sorrento, it doesn't do that. It won't do that. Not with good, maybe in 20 years you'll do it, but not for a long time. Yeah, I just like Saffiano feels like plastic because it's a very heavily coated leather. Now I like epi leather, which is again a coated leather, but the difference is I like the epi texture, whereas I don't like the Saffiano texture. The grain's too fine, where the epi texture has a different feel to it. So I'm going to try something, guys. I'm going to put some of this on the base and see if I like how this looks. Now, according to, oh yeah, that's much better. And I'm telling you, this new leather just feels dry. And it's funny because Dee Bean loves the Penrose. And even Dawn Months Couture bought the Penrose leather, and she loves it. And they said, oh, it's so soft. This batch is not soft. This batch is actually to the feel very dry, and it feels strange if you're used to Dooney leather. It doesn't. I can understand why people get this bag and they return it. They're like, this is stiff. This is strange. This is not what I expected it to be, especially for a smooth leather. And according to all the Dooney stuff, it says, oh, don't use anything on it. Blah blah blah. No, I just put leather conditioner all over it, and I'm much happier with it. It feels better. I'd rather have a happier leather than, it's my bag. If I want to put a patch on it, if I want to slather it in, if I want to put magic marker on it, I can. Hey, Marilla. Yeah. Marilla, what what did Santa bring you this year? Do you know? It was very fun. I was watching another lady on YouTube. I don't remember her name, but she goes, I am she went and she got an Hermes bag. She goes, I didn't know Hermes was going to give me the opportunity to buy my dream bag. So I got a lot of gifts for Christmas for myself, and I am not married and I have a dog. I can do this. And she opened her gifts and she spent like $5,000 on two things of ready to wear at a Gucci. I'm like, that's some love. You know, that's somebody who loves fashion. To spend that much money on just two items of clothing. I don't my wedding dress only cost 1,000. So for me, I just can't fathom it. But I don't have a love for clothing the way other people do. Like a lot. I mean, I might pay $5,000. Okay, hypothetically speaking, for like an outerwear, for like coats, knitwear, um, a suit maybe, but not for a pair of slacks. You know, but I'm not the body type for ready to wear guys, so Dawn has such a classy, diversified collection. Yeah. You know who has an amazing collection and she doesn't have a YouTube? Is actually Dawn's Donuts. So we haven't seen her in a while, but she has an amazing collection of bags. She hangs out with she does collabs sometimes with Missy and Cami from Cami's Closet and Missy's luxury boutique and makeup. But I've seen Dawn's collection of some of her bags. They are just amazing. And she's also one of the people who love the Ricky, like I love the Ricky. Um, so, hey, what kind of videos do you guys like clicking on? Since we know which ones we don't like. Like I don't like doing um, best and worst purchases. I just would rather know um our ranking videos. I don't really like ranking videos myself to watch because it's so subjective. It's so subjective. Why is that? Again, your worst bag could be somebody's dream bag, and I'd hate to have a show that and somebody's like, oh well, maybe I should get that. There's always a reason why a bag doesn't work for you, and like again, like I absolutely love the Ricky. Well then, Winnie B bought it. She goes, I don't love this bag. It's too fussy. I'm like, I love this bag. But that's because I don't go in and out of my bags. I don't have to reach in to get my wallet 100 times. Um, Marilla says, yeah, I'm not a fan of the ranking videos. Yeah, I think all bags have their merit. This is this texture on this bag is very interesting. I don't know okay, I do know. Based on this experience, I would actually not buy another Penrose bag based on how this one is. Not a fan of ranking. What's the name of the Dooney you're cleaning? This is called the Penrose Satchel. This is the large satchel. So this is just Dooney is not the most inventive when it comes to naming things, and they like to name things satchel. Um, this is their classic satchel, but then the bag video the bag today I showed that was that red Dooney. That's also called the classic satchel. So yeah, they're not the most creative when it comes to naming. They really they do better naming with their leather type. So this is their Penrose satchel. It says on this tag, yeah, large satchel. That is, it's definitely, it has a lot number. The color is ash. Let's take off this tag. I haven't actually used this because when I opened it, I knew I wanted it and I wasn't going to return it because I bought it from a friend and I wasn't going to say, no, I don't want it, take it back. That's not how that works, guys. You buy things from a friend, you say thank you. And I love the color. And for the price I paid for this bag, this is an amazing purchase. I just wasn't too thrilled with the feel of the leather. But again, I'm a snob and I realize maybe it's just me and I'm used to always buying old bags that have relaxed a good coating of use and a good coating of hand oils and age and wrinkles on them. I like that about a bag, that maybe it's this newfangled brand new bag that's my problem. And then I thought about it and I realized nope, it needs leather conditioner. That's what this needs. And if you're not a person who conditions their bags and knows about leather, especially when the manufacturer says don't do it, no one's going to do this. They're going to say, I'm not going to put anything on my bag. There's people who are afraid to put a protecting spray on their bag because they're not sure how the leather will respond. So, and people often don't clean their bags at all because they don't know how and they're afraid to. I mean, it's leather. It's a treated leather. I have ruined many a bag, but I learned every time I ruined one, I learned what not to do. And I would either I could fix it or I learned not to do that again, and I learned a valuable lesson. Like this is the wrong cleaner for that, and luckily I've only done that on bags that are not brand new, but that's how I'm able to do this and say which conditioner I have will work better. Leather CPR is not the answer to everything. Now, if you watch social media and all the little TikTok videos, you're going to think leather CPR is the best thing since sliced bread. It's great on very specific types of leather. The color looks like blue Coach cornflower. Yes, doesn't it? It's actually more gray than that cornflower, but I love that. Coach makes the most beautiful blue colors. It's part of my love-hate with Coach is I think Coach does the most beautiful blue leathers ever. I still regret not getting the sports blue, fin blue, and they had an aqua pewter in one of the bags I didn't get because it was a international exclusive I wish I had just moved heaven and earth to get. And that was what started my Coach obsession a couple years ago was that collection. I got everything I could in that collection that sold, and then I did the same with the faded blue. And I love the surf and mint, and then they ruined it for me because they put it in the outlet. So now I don't quite trust them because honestly, and I was talking about this, is um, I permanently deleted all my passwords and learned not to do that again. Oh, how did you how did you permanent delete all your passwords? And what ouch. Um, that sounds like a pain. So anyway, I'm just gonna be working on this. I'm gonna probably do a couple sit here and just keep on working on it because it's really just I can say keep rubbing in the conditioner until I feel like the leather is not absorbing any more of the ointment, and then that's when I know I'm done. And then I'll let it rest, and then I will buff it tomorrow once it's given it a good enough time. And then these are the bags that do better with age. These just do better with age. They need time, and I think that's how come I can get them. I've only seen sports blue on the Bandit. It's beautiful. Yeah, the sports blue is amazing. I've seen it on a field tote. I've seen it on the Bandit. I mean not sports blue. I mean fin blue. But I wanted the I have the sports blue in the Revel, and but I wanted it in the Bandit, and I didn't get it, and I really regret it because every time you see it now, it's really expensive. Not that it wasn't expensive to start with, because it was. But anyway, I didn't have the money at the time. I still don't have the money at the time. Right now, this time, end of year, guys, end of year. Uh, Lots of stuff happening. I wonder how many after Christmas returns are going to happen. Because when I worked in retail, that happened a lot. There was a lot of panic buying, and then there was a lot of returning because the panic buying was the wrong thing to do. Like the kids were like, "I want this." I am not a gift returner though. Like at stores, only once have I ever returned something that was gift to me as a Christmas gift, and it came from my mother-in-law. Jackie, if you visited your mom in Europe and stayed in a hotel, would she? Oh my God, yes, Keith. She wouldn't talk to me. The only way I could go to Europe and not stay with my mother is if I use my husband as a scapegoat. But you don't understand. My mother loves my husband way more than me. Not everybody loves James who meets James. So, she would get upset, but she knows I have back problems. And I didn't go to the wedding because of my back problems, so she might. But I don't know. She has her house in Denmark is pretty set up for they have two bedrooms. So she would sleep on the sofa and she would give me her bedroom. And then Klaus has the master bedroom. They don't sleep together because Klaus snores like a freight train, and Mom's a very light sleeper. And Mom likes to sleep with the TV on, and Klaus doesn't. And so after 30 years of marriage, they're like, actually, when they were first married, they held on to the pretenses of sharing a bed. Klaus did not like his wife not in his bed, but she just got up. Every time he would wake her up, she just got up and went and slept in the living room. And after a while, she just stopped pretending and she just went and slept. They have two bedrooms. This is how it works. She goes, I want to sleep more than I care about your feelings. Um, my mom's a light sleeper. I like, he likes the room boiling hot. Yes, my parents that should sleep in separate bedrooms, but my dad won't do it. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, the same thing with Klaus. He likes the room hot. My mother wants to open a window in wintertime. And yeah. So yeah, they would start off in the same bedroom at night with Klaus, and then at some point, Mom would just wake up and go and sleep in the living room. Literally for years, my mother did that for years and years and years. It's only now, after 30 years of togetherness, that she's like, "I'm done. I'm gonna sleep. I'm sleeping in my other room unless we have guests." Hey, Jean. So anyway, yeah, I could go maybe if I go to Thailand, I could go stay in hotels and not offend my family because I'll be going to different places than where their homes are located. And if I go to Thailand, it's not really to visit my family, it's to visit Thailand, and my family knows that. Most of my cousins and uncles and aunts are all passed by this point. I only have the cousins, the children of children, and they don't know me. The cousins I grew up with, most of them are no longer with us, and my mom was the youngest girl out of 17, and so there was two boys after her. So my two youngest uncles are still alive that we know of, but most of all the older ones have all passed. And then some of my cousins that I grew up with, they have passed. And they have children, so it's just the way it is. I'm too old to be fake. I need time to recharge my social battery. Yeah. I'm staying in a hotel now, and I feel like my family's talking. Oh yeah, let them though. Let them, Keith. It's worth your sanity. It is worth your sanity to be the kid that is staying at a hotel. Sons can get away with it more than daughters. I promise you that. And we're the same way. I would. It's worth the peace of mind to be able to leave the chaos, because people who have children do not understand. They have children. They are used to children. They're used to sound. They're used to kids being kids. I am not. I am hyper aware of kids around me because I am not used to it. And when they're quiet, or when okay, kids are weird. When they're crying or if they're laughing, sometimes it sounds the same because it's like high-pitched screechy sounds that startle me, like, whoa, what happened? And the kids are just laughing, or the kids screaming bloody murder. I mean, it's like, hey, are we okay? Are the kids okay? And you're like, oh, no, they're fine. It's like, okay, well, until mom and dad are worried, I won't be worried. Yeah, too old. Yeah, you need to. And when I would go visit my friends who had kids, I always would have to go disappear into the room for a couple hours because I can't handle all the kid activity, and they know that. They know that, you know. But the kids didn't know that, so they would come find Auntie Jackie, and Auntie Jackie is like, "Please, please." It's like, go see your mom, go see your dad, And they're great kids, and they're adults now, and they're married and moved out. But when they were, I am not used to having children around. I can guarantee you one of the best life decisions I've ever made is not have kids, because I love being an aunt. I don't know if I would have loved being a parent. And the only way you can find out is if you do it. And there's really no returns. It's like you find out and you deal with it. And I think that's one of the things. I read an article once of women who have a lot of guilt over having children and not loving it, because you're told, oh, you're going to love being a mother. Being a mother is the best thing in the world. It's a miracle of birth, blah, blah, blah. Well, sometimes, when you're reduced to changing diapers and feeding a baby, and babies are narcissists because they're babies. That's what they do. Sometimes it isn't the most wonderful moment. There is a Reddit thread on the downside of having kids. Yeah, it's a lot of dang work. It's hard. And if you're a successful woman who's a career oriented and driven, and then you have children, and next thing you're supposed to be reduced to PTA meetings and baby diaper changing and play dates, it's not the same thing. Um, I'm hyper aware of kids too. Work with them all day, so I don't need to see them around when I'm on paid time. Yes, right, Native. And all the commercials were like, not being broke all the time, being able to retire, and not when you have children. You know how expensive school is? And I'm not even talking about K through 12. You know, it's K through 12 is still expensive, even though it's free, because you still have to get your kids there, feed them, raise them, and then hopefully get them into a school or trade afterwards. You know. Sorry, I meant the downside of not having children. Oh, the downside of not having children instead of having children? No. There's no downside to not having children. I am shocked at how much conditioner I put into this bag and it's still taking it. Um, if you are my wait, no, if you're an elementary teacher, you're a sincerest. Um, condolences, Keith. Yep, elementary math. Oh wow. Hello, Ken. Hi. Um, native what grade? Asked Keith. I guess elementary is fine because they're still somewhat tender. Seventh, oh, yeah, middle school's the worst. My sister taught middle school, and that's sixth, seventh, and eighth grade. She goes, she will never do that again. Yeah. She goes, elementary's okay, elementary and high school, but sixth, seventh, and eighth graders, those the teachers who teach that, they're they deserve medals. Medals. Um, hence the reason why I'm not on the LV train. Oh yeah, yeah, because who can afford the LV train? You know, especially. I mean, my sister has to lock up her bag at school. Hey, hello, Ken. Yeah, I'm doing great. How are you? Um, happy Christmas Eve or Christmas, depending on what part of the universe you're in. Hmm. I'm just cleaning on it. I'm just moisturizing this bag. I'm about done with it because there is too much of it, too much, and I can just sit here forever and do this. And um, I need to let it just absorb in and stop playing with it. But it's so much. This is so much. It's improved so much. Like it went from I don't want to touch the bag to I can touch the bag because it now has more. It had a powdery feel to it. It was such a matte finish that it was like ugh. You know, and it's so funny because everybody else who has got the Penrose is, oh, it's so soft. Like this is not soft. Thank you. I love my bags too. I love all my bags. I love bags in general. Um, bags are awesome. They're useful. They're functional. They're fashionable. They're the only way I express my fashion in general, um, is with bags because they always fit. You know, I don't have to worry about well, I do worry about coordinating, but I don't have to worry about the sizes and you know any of that stuff. I still can't believe. Oh yes, and they're pieces of art. I absolutely they're art. I look at my bags as art for sure. Like my yeah, a lot of my bags. I just consider them to be artwork because I think they are. I think they're artwork. I think they're beautiful. They make me happy. Um, I comment other people's bags. I like their bags. You know. Native, that's so funny. K3 are tender. They start to grow horns at fourth and fifth. Yep, me too. I love bags as Ken. Um, and then Jax, have you heard of this Ritz Carlton 2000 rule? No, I know the Ritz Carlton is a hotel. I don't know what the 2000 rule is. Many I don't use and I have. Oh yeah, because they make you happy. You know, I also hate those videos. The bags I haven't used. I'm like, I blame the bags I haven't used as I haven't had the occasion or the outfit to wear with them, and that's how I started changing out my bags every day. Was because I was like, I have all these bags, and I need to start just carrying them. And I'll go into my room and which one have I not carried, and I'll find a reason to wear it. And if it's going to work or going to the grocery store, that's what I'm wearing it to. It doesn't matter where. The point is I'm using them. And sometimes I have bags which when I bought them, I knew I would never use them. They were just to be admired. Um, oh yeah, I love looking at them, even if I stay at home and do nothing. I feel that way about libraries too. I always wanted a personal library, um, because I just love the smell of books in a small space like that. And his grandparents had a library, my grandparents had a library, my father had a library wall. It wasn't a whole room; it was just one, huge wall of books. And I've always loved books. Books are like friends. They're adventures, and it's a good way to pass the time. He's Your Sunday Live with Jolie inspired me. What did we inspire you to do? I don't remember. Looking at them. Ronnie, how did we inspire you? Because wasn't I just showing you perfume? I was showing you my perfume collection, and then I put it away. Actually, after the live, I sat down and I found space to put it in here. My office is a mess. I've dropped so much stuff in here, as I've done lives, and I'm gonna wash that. What bag is over here hiding? You know what? I'm gonna condition this bag since we're sitting here. Um, Oh, okay. Inspired you that your extra large Kurt Geiger. Yes, I like that Kurt Geiger that Jolie has. I like the Kurt Geigers, but I've never owned one. I think I have a wallet somewhere. I have a Yes, I do. I have a wallet on chain somewhere I bought. Um, I haven't. I don't know where I put that though. Um, I'm pretty sure. Or did I buy that for a gift? I might have given it away. I might have bought it for a gift. I don't remember. Um, I like the Kurt Geiger because they're cheerful. They're very whimsical. But it's funny, all the people who have bought them, like Winnie bought some, Autumn bought some, they had the whole bandwagon of people buying them. And Winnie, I think, only has one left. And I don't know if Autumn has any more left, but I like the colorful ones. I like the colorful rainbowy ones. They're very soft, but the leather is thin. Yeah, well, that's to keep it soft, and the quilted. If it's quilted like the Kensington, and that's what I was asking about the Chanel thing. Why does everybody say if it's a quilted bag, it's a Chanel like? Well, I didn't know she was the first one to do a quilted diamond, but to do a quilted diamond, you have to have a thin leather. Um, because you have to get it through the machine, and if it's too stiff, it will not fold and bend right, So I didn't know that. I didn't know that was a because I've had quilted bags from all these brands. I didn't know it was because they were all uh just admiring Chanel. I also like Rebecca Minkoff, but I only have a couple bags from Rebecca Minkoff. She makes an extra large quilted bag that I've been wanting to get for a long time, but it's always like $200, and I just never buy it. Um, one day maybe, you know. It's hard to buy the bags now that I've been buying so many bags for like $30 and loving them that buying a bag for 200 is like ouch, you know, especially when you have as many as I do. And when I showed you guys on Jolie's live, I was showing my perfume collection. It made me want to go buy more perfume. And I said, Jackie, no, you look at all these perfumes you just pulled out, use these, don't go buy more. But I really wanted the Hermes new one, the Hermes Renia. The Kirk Geiger nylon bags are great too. Yeah, I like a nylon bag. I'm not gonna lie, I like a nylon bag. I don't like a Prada nylon bag. I think it's way overpriced. I'm gonna just be super honest. Prada does not make a bag I actually like. I'm not. Their style does not appeal to me. Even I understand why other people like it. I can understand intrinsically why people like them, but I've been there used to be a Prada outlet. It might still even be here. I used to go in there all the time. I never saw something I wanted. Maybe it's just too boring and I don't know. It's just not my vibe. Where when I go into Jimmy Choo, I always find something I like. Jimmy Choo has some nice bags, guys. I like Jimmy Choo bags. I like their shoes. That Prada belt bag, whatever it's called, is kind of cute, but take off the belt and it's just a tote. Yeah. There's an Hermes bag that I really like. Not the ones I normally talk about, but I think luxury. What is her name? I always get her name wrong. Beauty Lux Lover. She has it, and it's the Chandron kind of oval, and it's just a stitched pattern on like a chest bag or belt bag. That thing's cool. I really like that, but those are really hard bags to use. Those type of round bags, heart bags, any of the shaped bags like that, even the round tambourine bags can be a little bit difficult and finicky. I'm really more of a rectangle person than a shaped bag, like the cylinder bags, and um, they're fashionable, they're pretty, but what I love about bags is that it's useful and I can put my things in there. So if I can't put my things in there very well, I do not take my cards out and use the built-in card slot. I hate that because I'm always afraid I'm going to forget them, leave them in there, lose them. It's called the loop. Haha. Yep. And when I'm like, when I go traveling internationally and stuff, which believe me, it has not been for a long time. Oh, Keith, I was going to tell you. You were saying how you were surprised at how few Americans have a passport. I was going to say I was impressed at how many had one because honestly, in America, unless you're going to Canada or Mexico, and up until like 10 years ago, you didn't even need a passport to do that. You could just have a driver's license. There's really nowhere to go. People in America, um, I mean, and when you used to go on cruises, you used to not even have to have a passport to go to the Bahamas. Now you do, but then you didn't. Now you have but even if you go on a cruise and let's say you don't have a passport, you can still go on a cruise with your birth certificate and not leave port. I mean, not get on the port. You can stay on the boat. But it's just really weird because you're like, oh, I've thought, wow, 50% of Americans have a passport. That's pretty cool. Because there's not really, I mean, we're not close to anything, you know? And you were like appalled that it was so few. Okay, so I just conditioned all the leather on this bag. We're gonna let it absorb in. This one really needed it. This is a vintagey bag, and it's one of those. Oh, I'll do it eventually, and I didn't do it. You know, it's called the "If You Are Right." And another thing that I've heard Americans argue is that since America is such a vast, huge country, and there's so much beauty here, it has to offer. There's no need. That's okay. That's a good point because there is a lot to see in America. Because I mean, we have the Grand Canyon, you have Yosemite, you have the redwoods, you have the desert, you have a lot of stuff here to see. But what you want to see in traveling abroad, honestly, I don't think it's actually the you might go okay, people might dream about going to Paris or because of they've seen movies and they've seen the views and they've seen the architecture or there's something or they want to go to Italy or they want to go see the Colosseum. But really what's the most impactful about traveling abroad isn't actually the reason you go, in my opinion. It is the cultural environment that you're put yourself into that is so vastly different. Americans, the reason why we have a very bad reputation for traveling is because we are very entitled, because we have a lot of entitlements in America that just aren't in the rest of the world. And we take for granted that those things are just available to us where they're not. So I think the best thing about traveling is not the sights, not the seeing, it's being with the people of that culture because it is very different than ours in America. So, I mean, you can just watch the Travel Channel. You don't have to travel, but you're not going to get the feel, the smell of the air. You're not going to get what people are wearing on the street, how it feels to order. It's the people and the culture that you're in that makes the difference. Or else Paris is just or just go to Disneyland, because that's the thing about if you've never traveled and you go to Epcot has they call it tour around the world because they have little venues representing a bunch of different countries. Um, and they have little shops representing stuff from those countries, and they have ambassadors to talk to people about, this is what Norway's like, this is what Japan's like, whatever. But if you've been to any of those countries, you can see that as what it is, which is just a promotional, gimmicky, fun little attraction. But if you've never been to any of those countries, it's cool. It's fun. It's inspiring. So I think stuff like that gets people to want to say, if they've gone to like Epcot and they've done the tour and they're like maybe we could go to Germany, or maybe we could go to Norway. That would be really cool to see more of Norway. That's interesting. That's neat. I think that's what we should take away from things like that, where people say, well, that's cultural appropriation. Well, yeah, but unless you share the culture, how do you know? Like, as long as you're not doing it in a way that's mocking, you're doing it in a way that's hopefully sharing and elevating, you know? So that's what I always said about visiting my mother in Europe and stuff. It's like, it didn't matter what country my mom was living in. I'm still sitting in the living room. I'm still washing dishes. We're still going to the supermarket. And one of the things that's the most fun for me I absolutely hate being illiterate. Hate it. I hate going to a country where I cannot read or speak the language. Hate it. And that's one of the hindrances I have for traveling. Even though I speak Thai, I can't read Thai. But there's enough, I can talk my way through enough stuff, and I can find out stuff. And there's a lot of people in Thailand who can't read Thai. It's not that uncommon. Because education for now, let's not get into history. Anyway, putting it all aside, I hate being illiterate. So being able to read English and speak English is a huge boon. So many things are written in English. So many things are already translated for you, that going to Europe is probably the easiest form of traveling as an American you can do. That is the least difficult, the least shocking, the least jarring, because ultimately most of us came from Europe anyway. So it's not that unfamiliar. And you'll see if you go to Germany, especially here in Texas, because we were settled by a lot of Germans, that you can see the architectural infiltrate in America. And if you go to visit Germany, you can see nods to where that came from. And that's cool. And if you're part of the upper Midwest, where people came from Scandinavia, and let's say you go visit Scandinavia, you will see stuff that's in America that came from the old country that you're just not aware of, because when people settled, they brought that idea with them, and they tried to recreate part of their home with them, because we all do that. If you're moving, you want to create something that's familiar. So as Americans, when you travel internationally, it is very common for us to say, let's go try McDonald's when we go to Europe, because you're trying so many foreign foods and so many things are so unusual to you. While it is adventurous, sometimes you just want a bowl of cereal. And not all cereal is the same. So I remember the first time I ever tried muesli in Sweden. I'm like, what the heck is this? Because we're used to American cereal. Now you can get muesli in grocery stores, but in the 90s, that was not something that happened. So the first time I ever had muesli, which is a grain-based cereal, but it's not sweet like American cereal is. And I was like utterly confused. And a very common Scandinavian breakfast actually is a lunch meat and cheese. We call it lunch meat. It's just meat and cheese. It's charcuterie with coffee. It's basically something you can just take out of the fridge, slice and serve and eat, and then start your day. It's just to break your fast, and then you go on for your day. And your bigger meal of the day is going to be later in the day. Um, I used to live in a suburb called Germantown. All the buildings looked like they took inspiration from Germany. Yes. And you'll see that all over the place. The Northeast, and you go to the Northeast, and then you'll go to parts of the Washington, D.C., the way that his urban design is based on Paris. So if you go to Washington D.C. and you see it, you'll see some nods to it. Like you'll see a bunch of architecture styles. But there's a reason why most banks look like banks. There's a style of building. There's styles of construction, like in the Northeast, a lot of the homes are Federalist style, but then you come down further south and it's different. Construction's different because down here, the heat, if you go down to Florida, and this is the sadness about what's happened in America when it comes to globalization and you, kind of the fact that we're all connected, which is a good thing, but the bad thing is we have lost a lot of our individual uniqueness in the regional locations. Like it used to be like if you went to this part of the country, it would look a certain way because that's what grew there organically. It's like the settled there, and that's just the culture. But then as TV, media, internet has merged everything. Everybody has a Home Depot, where before you used to have individual hardware stores, or you had a local things that were local flavors. Like if you went down to Miami and South Florida, you had island construction where all the designs of the building was meant to capture the breeze, the way your building was placed, the way the windows were placed, the way, and that's just before air conditioning, right? And construction's different. Like if you go up to the Northeast where there's common defined basements, well, down in where I live, because of the geography and geology under the underlying substructure, we have a lot of caves down here and karst photography. So we're not going to have basements because most of the time you're putting your house right on top of limestone because you can't just dig a basement. So every place you move to, and that's the fun part about traveling, is like when you go to New Mexico, when you go to California, Southern California is way different than middle and northern. That's the fun thing about traveling in America is you can still see this. It's just a lot less of it, and you have to spend a lot more time looking for it than you used to, because I'm always looking for small, independently run businesses, always, because that's where you go in, and that's when you go ask, "Hey, where should I go eat in this town? I just moved. I just got here. We're driving through. Is there a good place to get, whatever, And they'll tell you. I mean, you can go to a Chili's or a Ryan Steak. Do they even exist? You can go to all the franchises you want. But if you want the local food, you need to stop at a local place and ask them, hey, coffee shops are the best, especially if you go to a local coffee shop, not Starbucks. Just have a conversation. Hey, we're just in town for a day or two. Where's a good place to eat? You know, where's a good place to go? So what local sightseeing things you guys have here? Of course, that does mean you have to talk to people. You know, Marilla says, I'm scared of basements anyway. Yeah. Southern California. Yeah, you have too much tectonic activity down there to be having a basement. You know, I have a friend living in Germantown, by the way. And those places like, German settlements and like San Antonio used to have a lot of German, Hispanic, and lots of German, lots of Czech places around here. But as those generations have died off, it's now they're mostly all gone. There's only very few German places left. But Texas is littered with all these German sounding names. Like there's Schulenburg and New Braunfels and just like tons of German settlements and European, because they came down west where there was land, and when they came this way, that's who came. And if you, this is often said, if you, I have friends who've gone to Israel. I have personally never been. I said, well, what's it like over in Israel? She goes, well, Central Texas. I'm like, what? It's the Middle East over there, Jackie. It looks a whole lot like Texas. I'm like, are you kidding me? She goes, yeah. I'm like, okay. I guess I can save myself that trip. So, and every time I've tried to go, there's been some uprising, so I don't think I'll ever get to go, to be honest. But every time I've ever tried to plan trips to the Middle East to see anything, whether it be Hungary, Israel, I've always wanted to go to Crete and Cyprus. I've always wanted to go to Egypt. I've always wanted to go to Ethiopia. Why Ethiopia? Because that's where coffee originated from. Just weird things, right? But every time I want to go to that part of the world, it's not friendly. Something's happened. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to stay on my little side of the ocean and it'll be fine. Well, anyway, guys, I've been talking for over an hour and I just wanted to just hang out with you guys. It is Christmas Eve and I know people have things to do, places to go. And I will be back tomorrow at some point to do a live just to hang out, just to talk. I'll tell you all about my day and the kids and the whatever. It'll be in the evening. And so we can talk and everybody have a wonderful Merry Christmas. And even if you don't celebrate, it's just a fun day. At least it's a nice quiet day and reflect on the year, I guess. And I don't want to reflect on the year. I am actually looking forward to New Year's. I'm counting down the days to New Year's. New Year's is my favorite. So anyway, happy holidays, Merry Christmas. Hug a family member, friend, call a neighbor. Um, just say hi. Anyway, bye guys.